the United States, Congressman John James is calling on the Nigerian government to act quickly and release the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, or risk losing out on American aid funding. James made the call during plenary last Thursday, where he alleged that Kanu's persecution is part of a larger pattern of Christian persecution in the country. Let's take a look.
Nigeria is the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian today. Since 2019, tens of thousands of Christians in Nigeria have been slaughtered as part of a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence by Islamist jihadis ignored or enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram are allowed to operate without any meaningful response from authorities. A courageous leader named Nnamdi Kanu was convicted in a farce show trial for speaking out about what's happening. He's currently serving a life sentence in prison, convicted on false terrorism charges. I implore my colleagues to support my bill, HRES 1321, calling on the Nigerian government to conduct another trial in accordance with its own constitution based on evidence, with access to legal counsel, medical care, and international law pertaining to humane conditions of detention, or, better yet, release Nnamdi Kanu immediately and unconditionally. America gives billions to Nigeria. We will not continue to fund a Christian genocide. We have the moral obligation to stand up so our Christian brothers and sisters can worship the Lord our God in peace. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield.
Now, the federal government, Rufai, will almost certainly push back hard on this call, insisting that Nnamdi Kanu is national security and not religion. And I'll take some responses on X. Foreign lawmakers are free to express their views, but Nigeria's courts and legal processes ultimately determine cases within the country's jurisdiction. If there are concerns about due process, they should be addressed through the rule of law, not political pressure. At the same time, Nigeria's human rights record to attract international scrutiny. Dan wrote on X, U.S. legislators should focus on the issues facing their own country instead of attempting to dictate how Nigeria manages its internal affairs. Nigeria has made its position on Nnamdi Kanu clear. If the U.S. wishes to cut its aid over that, it is free to do so. Your thoughts, Rufai?
See, the truth, as we've always said about this Nnamdi Kanu matter, is that we have always called for a political solution. Because if you have put Nnamdi Kanu in jail as they have put him now, are there no other people that have said terrible things? And like I've always said, there are many parts I don't agree with what Nnamdi Kanu said. But are there no other people that have said terrible things in this country in support of people killing others? Are there no other people? It's the unfairness and lack of balance that scares me about this country. It's the unfairness and lack of balance. There are other people too that have said other things. But those people can never be called for question in Oji. There are some people that are bigger than the state. With the level of things they have said, they can never be called for questioning. They can never be called for questioning. They can say anything and go scot-free. They can advocate for bandits.
And that's the injustice Nigerians are calling out.
They can advocate for bandits, and nothing, I repeat, nothing will happen to them. So that's the level of injustice we are talking about.
All right. Well,
secondly, for those that are saying America should face their own and everything, you to stop collecting their aid. It's now you remember you're a sovereign nation. Sovereign nation, but you are collecting, how much is the aid? America is close to $1 billion. But now you remember you are a sovereign nation, but you are collecting their close to $1 billion. When you show off with the contract and say, oh, USAID provided scholarship, USAID provided this, and you don't know it's other people's taxpayers' money. So stop collecting. Maybe when they withdrew the aid recently, people were, no, now, it's the poor people that will suffer. It's the America that should be feeding your poor people.
Right.
The same country that used to lend World Bank money in the 70s.
Right.
Is it the same? Because you fail to realize that why these countries do these things is because of influence. Nigeria too does it. We do TICAD now, Abi.
Yes, we do.
So it's force of influence. When Kennedy set up, Peace Corps, was it? It's to be able to increase America's influence.
Right.
When, Bush did PEPFAR, It's to be able to increase America's influence. So if they say, oh, we give you aid, and because of that they use their aid to threaten, they have every right to use their aid to threaten you. When Elon Musk all of a sudden came and said he was doing Doge, and he was cutting everything with, what's that boy's name, Big Ben, or what's that boy's name that was cutting everything in America? Didn't they cut USAID funding? Didn't money, wasn't it radically dismissed? Right. Didn't Elon Musk come after a year as I say, I went into politics a little bit. He went into politics big time. In fact, he was sleeping in Mar-a-Lago.
All right. I mean, this vote is now set for, some sort of confirmation about the aid. We'll see. I mean, I think that it will pass, really, because, they have all voted to remove, to stop 100%.
Despite that it passes,
right,
it's still incumbent on the American government. So what's it called does is different from what the parliament will do in America. It's still incumbent on the Trump's government anyway.
Well, all right.